action.
Okay, Chris Greenman, Pro Fight Network. We're on the radio live. We're also with Master Hunt. I know you told us not to call us that. What do you want us to call you?
Ken.
We're just gonna call him Ken. Ken trains a lot of really great, top-notch MMA fighters, including Frank Mir. Who are some of the other fighters you train?
This is Gomez. Is another lightweight fighter. He's PFC champion. Well, not champion, but ranked number 2 or 3.
Okay.
A lot of amateur guys. About 10 or 11 amateur guys in boxing, kickboxing, and
okay.
So everything.
What's your special? What's your background?
You know, I got a lot of different striking backgrounds. I got second degree Taekwondo, karate, studied Muay Thai, a little bit of Jiu-Jitsu. But pretty much I'm the guy that puts everything together as far as everything. So I take all the best training and put it together so Frank gets, you know, all the fighters that I train get the best opportunity to learn from different guys. So I'm more of a coordinator. But because I've experienced all the different martial arts, I understand what's going on. So from a Jiu-Jitsu guy, he's telling you something, I understand what he's trying to say. Striking guys saying something, I understand what he's trying to say. So I'm the guy that mediates and puts everything in so the fighter understands both sides of the fight.
Hey, that's funny, at my gym up north, that was kind of my job, is putting everything together. And that's really one of the most important jobs, because you got to identify the strengths and weaknesses, and then work on the ones that you have to work on. So good point there. Let's talk about Frank for a minute, if you don't mind, because he has a real important fight coming up. And it's a tough fight. He won the first fight. He got him where I think he wanted him, which was on the ground. And you know, I think maybe Brock probably thought he wanted to go to the ground, but didn't realize the value of jiu-jitsu. This next fight, I personally think Brock's probably gonna change strategies and probably not go to the ground. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. How are you preparing for a beast? I mean, let's face it, the guy cuts down for 300 pounds.
Well, the good thing is that he's already faced him once, so he understands the power he's dealing with. And that's one thing that if you've never fought someone like that, you don't know how strong he is. But since he's already fought him, he understands that. So now it's a lot easier for us to get guys that can match his power and get guys that can emulate his style. If he does want to stand up, it's probably better because, you know, Frank's now a complete fighter. He's not just a jiu-jitsu guy. He does MMA. So it's no longer just, oh, I do the ground stuff. He loves it standing, he loves it on the ground, and anywhere in between. So if Brock wants to come standing, he's cool with it. Let's go to the ground, he's cool with it.
Well, that sounds like that's a good game plan. I mean, if you're confident in that area, I mean, you would know, you're the trainer, and so that's going to be interesting. Everyone's looking for that fight. That's one of those things. Another thing, last time Frank fought, which I noticed, is he looked like the old Frank. The last couple times I've seen him, I think there was a little gray area there when he came back. I don't think he's fully recovered. So are we going to see 100% Frank on this fight?
Well, I went with Frank until the last 4 fights. When he's with me, he's undefeated. I think it's just changing his whole strategy, his mindset, his game plan. The biggest thing is I tried to tell him, is he a fighter or is he a martial artist? Because if you're a martial artist, you train every day, regardless of if you have a fight. If you're a fighter, you fight per paycheck.
Right.
So there's a difference. If you want to be a professional fighter, that's fine. If you want to be a professional martial artist, it's a lifetime endeavor. So once you establish that, it's cool.
Perfect example, Machida. I think, you know, you mentioned Taekwondo. I think up until 6 months ago in the MMA world, Taekwondo, or not maybe a year ago, Taekwondo was kind of considered one of those things like, yeah, that's not going to really work. But I come from the arts, Kung Fu. You definitely come from the arts. I mean, I think it's kind of funny. It's a way that, hey, if you have a ground game mixed with traditional martial arts, it's a good combination.
Yeah, I think, you know, the biggest thing is it's still so new. The art forms are evolving. It used to be you have one kind of grappling and one kind of standing. But now you got to make your own system. And it has to be, basically I ask my fighter, if I ask you a question, do you have the answer? What do you mean? Well, if you get an armbar, do you have an answer? Yes. If someone gives you a left hook, do you have an answer? Yes. If you don't have an answer, you need to find out what the answer is. So when my fighters go in, they have a game plan and they have scenarios where questions are thrown back and they have answers. If they can't, there's your hopes. So that's basically our game plan.
Kenny, great talking to you. We're going to turn over the radio show. Elena's got to go. We're going to cut the video right now. If you can hang around a minute. Lee's probably going to have some questions for you, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks.